So congratulations for the film, man.
Thank you.
I literally was just enthralled with the film, the emotion level, a roller coaster that I was watching the entire time. It took me through every favorite thing I love about Tupac. What important message would you say you want the audience to leave with once seeing the film?
That's a loaded question, man. There's multiple nuances that and messages that we put in the film. And like I said, it wasn't, I created the film not to be preachy, but to definitely be a cautionary tale to dispel a lot of the myths and the over-personification that you have of Tupac. Tupac wanted his life to be an example, and not saying necessarily be like me, but be better than me. Understand, and he put himself out there in the rawest forms for people to take lessons from him and learn from his mistakes, and one of those things being his death, and that not being a good thing at all. That's part of the cautionary tale. He died at 25. Tupac was on the path to be so much more. So one of the #1 things that I would like people to take away from the film is understand your choices. Understand what you're doing. Think about yourself. Like you see the part when I put in, don't let something you do for 50 seconds get you 50 years. And a lot of people are like, well, why'd you say 50 seconds? Because it's less than a minute. Right? If I'd have said 60 seconds, that you have a full minute. You don't even have a full minute. Sometimes you don't even have a second. But thinking about it, for less than a minute, your life can be ended, or someone else's life can be ended, and it'll affect an entire population, a community, just from a few seconds, that if you would have thought about it more, that it may not have happened for both parties. Because once someone gets killed or something like that, that's not just one life. You're affecting way more lives than that, friends, family, and the effect of vengeance and revenge and different scenarios. So that's one of the most important things I want people to understand, is just think. You know what I mean? And
then misconceptions. There's a lot of misconceptions about Tupac, and this film explained a lot of them. But what do you think is one that is key that people thought about him that they'll realize in the film that wasn't really him, that may have been a persona?
That he is human. That's the thing. Like, they think he was one way all the time. And if you noticed in the film, we were able to flush out his relationship and how he felt about women, because he was raised by women.
Strong women.
You know what I'm saying? And that's there, and you get to see that he was compassionate, and that he did, he wanted what most Americans wanted. You know what I mean? He wanted the dream of his family, himself, and everything that he loved, to be okay. Like he said, I don't want to live next to the murderer. If you don't, why you think that I do? So I want to get out of the hood. I want to get out of the projects, myself. So, don't get it confused. We are alike in so many ways, that in the humanality of the world and the culture, that we have to take away that huge gap. Tupac says, I deplore racism in any form or fashion. He never, wanted the world to be a racist place. He wanted to bring people together. That was his vision. That was his dream. And if he had lived, I think he would be doing that right now.
Well, congratulations. The film is going to be a blockbuster, and I look forward to seeing more work from you.
Thank you, man. I'm glad you like it, man.
Loved it.
Yes, sir.